Hello my lovelies, I am Natasha. I am a This Girl Can Victorian Ambassador and I am a qualified personal trainer. And I'm here today to do a workout with you at home. As you can see, I have a few items with me that you may have at home and we're going to use this in our home-based workout. Now, you may have some dumbbells at home. Great, use those. If not, no stress, you can substitute. Before we get started, I just wanted to highlight two really important rules for today's workout. Rule number one, listen to your body. You know your body best and I want you to honour your body. If a movement doesn't feel right for you or you know that doing too many repetitions of one movement isn't going to feel so great, that's okay. You do what's best for you. By all means, stop and have a break and watch to see if I give any other options and do those if you like, but feel free to move your body in a way that feels good for you. And rule number two, no apologies. Don't apologise or feel bad because you're doing less repetitions or taking an extra break. Whatever it may be, don't feel bad, don't apologise. You are doing what's best for your body and you are engaging in self-care. Feel wonderful about that. So without further ado, we're going to get started with a warm-up. So we're going to start this warm-up with some very gentle stretching and exercise. So we're just going to start with a breath. Breathe in and out. Again, breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, arms down. Now with each breath in, I want you to feel your rib cage expand. And breathing out, feel it fall. Breathe in, rib cage expand. Breathe out, gently fall. One more, in and out. All right, we're gonna just move our arms around. We're gonna increase the blood flow and circulation to our shoulder joints. Today's workout has a lot of shoulder movement, so we're really gonna get these areas nice and warm. So we're doing nice big circles in a backwards fashion. And now we're going to change that to forwards. Try and minimise any rocking in your body. Stay as still as possible. And you can achieve this by switching on your core. All right, we're going to change now to some rows. So you can see it's as if I'm rowing in a boat. My wrists and elbows are at shoulder level. I'm not allowing my elbows to drop because that's not a very good position for your wrists. You want to keep them up here. And now I want us to really incorporate the back. So we're stretching the back when the arms are forward and we're opening the chest. All right, couple side bends. Now you can bend sideways or in a diagonal form or straight up is fine. Whatever works for you. All right, now a couple gentle twists. Very gentle, please don't overdo it. Once again, back up straight. And we're just warming up the back. All right. So reaching for the sky and back to the shoulders. Keep on going. And now we're going to go to the floor. Floor, shoulder, ceiling, shoulder. Floor, shoulder, ceiling, shoulder. Really getting those shoulders nice and warm. And breathe. Starting to feel a little bit more awake, a little bit more in touch with your body. All right. A few more, and then we're going to go back to those rows. That's it. Breathe. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, all in the same line. Don't drop. Keep them up. All right, bit more twisting. Very gentle. Stay with me. We're going to keep this going. That's it. right, keep it coming. And we're continuing with those twists. Maybe you're increasing in range. And now we're going to start changing our movements to something different. We're going to do shoulder shrugs. Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. All right. This means it's feeling a bit more pumpy. So how about we give it a bit more pump? Back to these movements. Feel free to add a little bit more energy. This is option 1. Option 2, you can come with me and let's go faster. Shoulder ceiling, shoulder floor. Brilliant. Okay, try not to rock and roll the body. That's it, add the energy. So now we're trying to warm up our lungs as well. Get the heart rate up just a little bit more. Get the blood really pumping everywhere. Feel free to do some jazz hands on the way here and there. Nothing wrong with a jazz hand. Brilliant. All right, we're going to change moves now. Get ready. We'll do it slow first. So you're going to imagine you're a Barbie doll. So elbows at 90 degrees. And then we're going to change it and we're going to add something more. We're going to add a high five in there. So we're going to go open, high five, close, close. Open, high five, close, close. Now one thing you'll note, my elbows always stay at 90 degrees. When I do this high five, they don't go here. They're always at 90 degrees. Just swivel up. So that swiveling is really using our rotator cuff. So we're really warming that up. Now you can choose to come a bit faster with me. Get ready, here we go. That's it. Little bit faster. That's it. All right, we're going to move our trunks a little bit more now. So arms down to the side. We're going to lean forward and back. And when you lean forward and back, I want you to keep your body as upright as possible and strong. So imagine a pole from your head to your hips. That pole is keeping you strong. When you lean forward and as you lean back, you're zipping up those abdominals. It's like there's a little zip going all the way up. And it's engaging the core. And now we're going to come a bit faster. So you can see my range isn't as big as it was before, but my pace is faster. All right, now we're going to do some side. So it's like you're trying to reach to the side. Now, you know your body better than I do. This may not be a good move for you. That's fine. Do whatever other movement feels good for you. Otherwise, increase the range. That's it. All right. We're going to finish with some breathing. And out. Again. Breathe in. And out. All right. Now, we are going to move into a circuit. So, a circuit is a number of exercises or stations, and we do something at each station, and we do it for a specific amount of time, and then we have a little rest. So, as you can see here, number of household items. The first items I have here, I have some cans. Any cans will do. You don't even have to have cans. If you are perhaps recovering from a shoulder injury and it's best to just keep it weight-free, that's fine. Doing this movement still has its benefits. Otherwise, I have 400 grams of Sol Natura lentils. Whatever works for you, works for you. And the first station is bicep curls. Now, what I want to make sure is when you do a bicep curl, just be mindful of the position that you're doing it in. See how I'm doing this? That's probably not too great. What you want to do is you want to back upright, shoulders back, and you want to keep everything going straight up and down. If you start to feel tired, just go slower or take breaks. That's fine. So that's our first movement. The next movement we have is a tricep overhead extension. I'm using a litre of So Good Soy Milk. A dumbbell, a bottle of whatever will work, water bottle will work, but basically you want to ensure when you do a tricep overhead extension that you're trying to touch the back of your neck with whatever piece of equipment you have, and your elbows aren't here. You're trying to squeeze them together a bit and then just raise your equipment to the roof. Back down and raise, back down and raise. That's our tricep overhead extension. The next piece of workout we have is simply reaching, and we're engaging our abdominals as we do so. I have a jar of Vegemite as a marker. You don't have to have anything there. You may have a water bottle and that's fine. And you're just going to tap, come up, tap, come up. I have a washing basket full of clothes. You may have a washing basket full of clothes. You may have a washing basket full of canned goods. Whatever it is, we're going to do some rows. So what you want to do with your basket, in whatever range feels good for you, you're going to bring it basically to chin level and then up over your head. Now you may choose to work in a shorter range. That is fine. You may choose just here. I like to do a nice big range like so. Please keep the washing basket as close to you as possible, and you are more than welcome to do that with 2 cans as well. And finally, our last piece of workout is another abdominal exercise, and it's a type of crunch. It's a bicycle crunch, and it's modified for the seat. Hands just behind heads. You're going to get this left elbow to aim to touch that right knee and back. And as you do it, you're going to imagine your abdominal muscles squeezing and contracting, and they're getting closer, and that's how you move your body. So you have to imagine, I don't know, I like to imagine for me that there is a $50 note somewhere here and I'm trying to grab it with my body. You can imagine that if you like, but please make sure you're doing it with a straight back. So you'll notice I'm not bending from here. I am actually bending from my hip and I'm coming down. Now, depending on how your body is shaped, if you have a larger body, you may choose to set your legs a little bit wider so that your tummy can take up some room and that feels a bit more comfortable, and it may allow you to increase your range in your bicycle crunch. You don't have to go super low. You don't actually have to get your elbow to touch your knee. As you can see, I'm not. But the goal here is to engage our abdominals in this kind of oblique fashion. So we're going to get started with our bicep curls. So we're just coming straight up and down, just like so. Now, I'm going to give you a few options here. If you're feeling, oh, this is all right, but I feel like I could mix it up a little, we're going to add a little pulse in there. So you're going to come halfway, then back up. Halfway, back up. That's option 1. Option 2, full range, baby, all the way. Now, no matter what movement we do, whenever we have equipment in our hands and we're moving them like so, there is this tendency for our body to really try and help us out, which is beautiful. Thank you, body, for trying to help me out. But what that means is that your body's going to try and rock and roll to help you out, like so. But what I'm going to encourage you to do is try and keep your core switched on to keep it still. All right, so that ends that first circuit. We're going to take our So Good litre of soy milk and do our tricep extension. So touching the back of the neck and up. So you can imagine this almost as well, that you're going to try and throw it over your head. That might be a good way to vision what you're trying to achieve here. You're definitely not just trying to bring this in front of your face. That's quite an extensive range, and that's not targeting the muscle group that we're trying to target right now, our triceps. So remember to squeeze the elbows together. So what I mean by that is we're not here, we're here. See the elbows, how they're closer to each other. That's what you want. Now, if you feel your neck's getting a bit tired and it doesn't feel quite nice, just stop, reset, and go again. And I want you to imagine this kind of power in between your shoulder blades. We're going to set those shoulder blades down and hold them firm. And we've got 2 more seconds. Stop. So that's our tricep extensions for this round. We're going to move on to our abdominal reaching forward. So we're simply going to tap, come back. Now, you can see I'm keeping one hand on my lap as I do so. You can also see my head to hips completely straight. Imagine there is a piece of steel inside you, reinforcing your body. So what this is actually doing, by trying to keep your back and your trunk as still as possible and as straight as possible without bending, you engage your abdominals to keep everything, your center of mass, closer to the middle of your body so that it's easier for your body to keep going with this movement. Now, if you have a sore back and you're not exactly sure about this, maybe your range is simply here. Maybe you have something on a table and you're just going to here. Go for it, girlfriend. Last one. Fantastic. Now we're going to move to the washing basket. Now, again, if you have a table in front of you, that would be wonderful. I do recommend you try and bring the washing basket in front of you first and hold it in a way that feels firm for you. So you can see with my hand position, I kind of have my pinky finger underneath, guiding, and then I have my thumbs and index finger wrapped around 2 holes. Now, you know what the wonderful thing about this washing basket is? If it starts to get a bit tiring, you can just take something out and put it to the side. And you may choose to do that in a later round. I'm already quite feeling a bit of a burn. Now, I'll see how I go, but there is, once again, no apologies made for stopping and having a bit of a break. But we have about 10 seconds left of this exercise before we stop and then move to another round. Keep the washing basket close to you. All right, that is our first round. Oh, not quite. I've got one more exercise. We've got our bicycle crunches. So left elbow to right knee and right knee to right elbow to left knee. You can see what I'm doing. Now, you also have the option, if the shoulders are feeling a little bit sore, hands on hips. You can still see my shoulder is still trying to get to that elbow. Now, please note, I'm not rolling the shoulder towards it. That's not the goal that we have here. We are trying to use our abdominals. We are straight as a board from head to hip. That's it. And breathe. Now, some people will find breathing at certain points easier. For example, breathe in, out, in, out. That might be easier for you. I invite you to try for the next 5 seconds. Wonderful. That is our first circuit done. All right, we're back to our second circuit. So this time we're doing everything for 50 seconds. We still get the 10-second break in between each station, but we're only doing 50 seconds worth of exercise. So see if this round you can focus on the back of your shoulders. Perhaps it's kind of like just where your bra sits, that area. I want you to feel some tension in there. I want you to feel that you're turning on muscles there to keep the back strong and to keep it open enough so that you can breathe easily, but strong and secure enough that you're not falling forward like this. Okay? Nearly there. Stop. Beautiful. And we're going to move to our tricep overhead extensions. Now, if you're feeling a bit fatigued and your piece of equipment is a bit much, swap to a different piece of equipment. This is the wonderful thing about a home workout, or any workout for that matter. Because you're in charge of your workout, you can choose to change pieces of equipment. You can substitute things here and there. It's completely fine. There's no rigid rules about that. It's just whatever works for your body and works for your body right now. You may have intention to complete an entire circuit with X amount of kilo dumbbells, but you may find as you keep going, it may not be the best option for you. That's fine. Swap to whatever you need. All right, so just remembering tricep overhead extensions, keep the elbows as close together as possible. Feel free to have a break. Feel free to go slower. Whatever works for you. Fantastic. We're going to get ready for our coming over and reaching to our tub of Vegemite. I am very interested to know what you have. Let's go. I'd be keen to see some photos actually of different home setups. I'd really like that. As you can see, Vegemite. My partner and I love Vegemite. I think everyone does, don't they? So just remembering as well, you can change this a little bit as well. You can bring whatever marker you have further away from you, or you can bring it, whoops, a bit closer. Whatever you'd like to do. And remember, if you have a table in front of you, because you just do, and you'd like to use that, you can tap to the table as well. Either way, maintain a strong core. Beautiful. And now we're going to go up to the overhead press. This time I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to try it with some soy milk. So you can use your washing basket, you can use another piece of equipment, whatever works for you. But the same thing always applies when you're doing something over your head like this. You want to keep it as close to your body as possible. You don't really want it out here as such for this movement. That puts a lot of strain on your back. And by all means, it's a valid movement, but it's not what we're trying to target right now. We're trying to look at shoulders and upper back right now. So keeping this nice and close to us is perfect. Once again, you may have a different range to me. You may be working here, and that's fine. Or you may be with me all the way up to lap, all the way up to lap. All right, last station for round 2. We're going to do those bicycle crunches again. I'm choosing hands on hips, and we're moving. Now, as I said, you may find if you have a larger tummy that you may like to have your legs a little bit more open to allow your larger tummy. You may find for whatever reason having your legs closer together is a little bit better. That's fine. Whatever suits you. Once again, the aim of this one is to get our abdominals trying to contract together, contract. And we're doing it on an oblique axis, which is why we're aiming for this way and this way. That's it. Last one. Fantastic. That's the end of round 2. Okay, lovelies, we're about to start round 3. Everything's about 40 seconds work now. So the reason why I have chosen to structure the workout like so is because sometimes when we do a lot of repetitive movement, as we're doing right now, our muscles start to fatigue. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually showing that our body's responding in a pretty normal way. But let's listen to that a little bit. And there's no reason why you can't decrease the time if you have a number of different stations like we have today. Same rules apply, no rocking and rolling. Try and stay as strong and clear with your movements as possible. That's it. 2, 1. Fantastic. So whenever you have a piece of equipment in your hand, I highly recommend, rather than just grabbing it and slap it in your hands, you keep your movements as purposeful as possible. You're going up and down, up and down. You're not just slapping it over here. When we start to take that kind of approach, we're more likely to injure ourselves. Whereas if we think almost robotic in our movements and everything's clear, purposeful and structured, we're less likely to have an injury because we're concentrating on the movements and we're using the muscles designed for that movement. All right, so please remember, tricep extensions, keep the elbows close together. It's starting to get a bit faster, isn't it? You can feel it, can't you, my lovely? All right, get ready, abdominals on, zip them, and let's tap forward. Tap forward. Now, for some reason, I do not know why, but actually, you know what? I think it's from years of training. Whenever I do any abdominal exercise, I engage my pelvic floor. You're more than welcome to. All right, so keeping head to hips, nice and strong, straight, really using those abdominal muscles to help control our trunk. Okay. Going to move to washing basket now. I'm just going to try and bring it in front of me first, just a bit safer. Alrighty, let's go. I'd love to see what's in your washing basket. What have you got? I can tell you right now, I have a water bottle, I have a phone, I have about 5 pairs of leggings, 2 bras and about 4 tops. Feel free to take things out or even add something in. Whatever feels good for you. All right, mind back to the workout. Nearly there. One more. Down. Beautiful. We have one more exercise before we conclude this round, and that's our bicycle crunches. All right. So, as I said, with these ones, the goal, really turn on those abdominal muscles in the oblique fashion. So, you want to imagine this diagonal kind of crunching. You're coming here and you're coming over here. I'm going to keep my hands on my hips. You're more than welcome to do the same. You can do hands on shoulders if you like. It's another option. And just breathe. Fantastic. That concludes our 3rd round. Okay, my wonderful people, we are doing our last round, 30 seconds work. This is literally half the amount of time we had to do these exercises in our first round. And I want you to do with it what you will, okay? You're more than welcome to sit this one out. You're more than welcome to amp it up and maybe increase the rate. I feel like I can do that here right now and I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to. Remember, don't rock and roll. Abdominals on. Last one. Fantastic. Tricep overhead extensions. Please send me a photo. What are you holding right now? I'm so keen to hear. All right. So we are going over our head Now, try and not bring it too far in front of you. That's not quite what we're here to do right now. And I don't want you to injure yourself. All right, how are you going with this? The last of the tricep overhead extensions. Would you like to go faster, like me? Come join me. Just make sure the movements are purposeful. Beautiful, that one is done. All right, abdominals. Reaching forward to your tub of Vegemite or whatever it is. Now, you don't have to touch if you don't want to. You can just simply come forward and read the top of your, whatever it is you've got in front of you. Maybe you've got a book in front of you and you're trying to read it. Good on you. Whatever it is, make sure that the purpose is still the same. You're not bending from here. No, strong abdominals. Fantastic. Last of the washing basket. Now you can do what I'm going to do. You can just whack in a few more things if you like. Go for it. Will we regret it? Only one way to find out. You don't have to up it, just like I did. You can take stuff out. That's fine. If you do up it, listen to your body and check in. Do you need to maybe go a bit slower? Or do you need to pump one out and then wait? Whatever suits you, my darling. Maybe you need to reposition your hands. That's talent. All right. We're not going to let that slipped phone get in the way of our workout. We're going to keep going. We've got our last exercise, bicycle crunch. Come with me. Why do I always start like this? I end up doing this or hands on hips. Whatever. Whatever works for you, my darling. So remember, squeeze the abdominals and crunch them. And crunch. And please keep the back nice and straight. This may be a tricky one to master, that's okay, but you can start somewhere. We all start somewhere. I didn't just wake up a personal trainer. Okay, that concludes our circuits. We're going to head into a nice cool down now. Okay, my lovelies, thanks for joining me in that circuit, but we're not quite done yet. We're just going to cool our bodies down and do a little bit of stretching. Let's get started, shall we? So get comfy, wherever position. And we're going to start with one of these again. Breathe out. One more. Down. All right, we are going to do one of these fantastic little tricep holds. This took me a long time to understand what the purpose is. This muscle here, I want you to imagine you're stretching it from both ends. You yourself are using your shoulder joint to go that way, whether this hand is going to anchor it and keep it still. Stretch it, shake. Other side, stretch. So the shoulder joint going this way and this hand pulling that way. That's it. Oh, that feels lovely. All right, open and you're gonna have thumbs up. And then we're gonna go down, up, down, and just slowly bring your hands down. And now what might feel really good, down and back. And up and down. That might feel really nice. I know it feels lovely for me right now. All right, last one. And shake. Some of these side bends, like we did in our warm-up, just a bit slower. And now we're gonna hold and even take the arm over if you like. And just stay in whatever range feels good for you. And now we're gonna stretch up, stretch up, stretch down. If you've got a table, stretch on the table. If you want to come down, come down. Back up, right, down. And breathe, down. Triceps stretch again. And just hold. open, other side. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel a little bit more energized, maybe a bit more awake, maybe you feel stronger. Whatever it is, I hope you're enjoying it. Just take a moment to feel it. Just turn inwards and feel it. Now with this movement, hands are interlocked and I'm just moving my arms as far back as possible. For me, that feels really nice in the shoulders, particularly the shoulder blades. You may feel here is adequate for you, whatever works. And down. More turns. All right, neck gently holding, nice and gentle. Feels really nice to just take care of oneself, put the time aside just for ourselves, tune in, do something nice for us. So thank you for joining me in this wonderful self-care that we did today.